Hello everyone, I'm Pierrette and welcome to my kitchen. If this is your first time, welcome. And if it's not, welcome back. We're happy you're here. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please make sure and do that. And make sure also to stay tuned to the end of the video because there will be links to other content on our channel. And I hope you'll take a minute and check that out. Today we're making peach cobbler. Our good friends Tom and Inessa gave us some of their homegrown peaches, and I am so excited to turn this into a delicious dessert with you. So, we've already been working on the peaches.
To blanch peaches, bring your water to a boil and then turn off the flame. Put the peaches into the hot water for 1 minute. Remove them, cool, and peel. You can also use frozen peaches, or you don't have to peel them at all.
We have them in the pot. They're on a medium-low heat with the lid on, and we're gonna let the steam turn into juice. And we're gonna pour in, for liquid, a half a cup of this caramel vodka. This will give it a little bit of moisture and a lot of flavor without adding any extra sugar. I wanted to show you the peaches. We added a half a cup of the caramel vodka, and that's the juice that it's making. We're gonna let it keep going for just a little bit more, and we are going to turn our attention to the biscuit topping. Now we're gonna mix up the batter for the biscuit topping. It's sort of a cross between a dough and a batter because it's kind of firm, but not super firm, where you'd roll it out like a biscuit. So we're gonna mix up the topping really fast, and then we'll check on our peaches, and we'll put this dessert together. It shouldn't take very long at all before we get it in the oven. So the first step is we have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and a little bit of salt, about a half a teaspoon. You can add more if you like. I'm not a big fan of salty sweet, which is why I don't put a lot of salt in my desserts. For me, if I'm having dessert, I want sugar, and I don't want it interrupted by salt. So the next step is about 3 tablespoons of room temperature butter. And we're just gonna dump that in. Easy peasy. We're gonna mix that up. And then when it looks sort of crumbly, we're going to add a half a cup of milk, and I've already added a teaspoon of vanilla to this. So we're just gonna pour this in slowly, and this is going to, and one more thing. We need 1 tablespoon of sugar. Not a lot, just 1 tablespoon. The sweetness will be in the peaches. You want this to taste a little bit sweet, not bland, but you also don't want it too sweet. That's it. We're gonna scrape off the extra mixture from our wire whisk, and this is pretty much it. This is our biscuit topping for our cobbler. So the next step, we're gonna check on our peaches, and hold tight for me. Peaches have been simmering. We added the half cup of caramel vodka, and then I did add about a half a cup of water because they weren't making a ton of juice. I have a half a cup of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and I'm gonna add that to it and mix it in. And that's gonna thicken this up really fast and sweeten it as well. That looks great. I am gonna let it cook a little more. Right now, I would say it could probably use just a tiny bit more cornstarch, but because we're gonna let it cook a little bit more, the sugar will also thicken it up. So before I add more cornstarch, I'm gonna give it a minute and see. We are just about ready to get our cobbler into the oven. We have just a couple of quick steps to finish. So the first thing, we're gonna take our glass baking dish, we're gonna spray it thoroughly for easy cleanup later with nonstick spray. This is an olive oil spray, but you can use canola oil or whatever you choose. The next step is to take our peaches and put them in the dish. That looks beautiful, and I did not add any extra cornstarch. I was kind of debating, but I like it when it's just a little bit juicy, because then the biscuits can absorb some of the juice, and that is always yummy. And the last step that we're gonna do is to add our biscuit mix. And to keep it from sticking to our scooper, I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of oil, and then I'm gonna scoop it in here just like they're cookies almost. So we'll just drop those in. We just want little pillows of biscuity goodness to soak up that peach juice and peach flavor, and that's going to be a nice accompaniment when we serve it with a little bit of whipped cream or ice cream, depending on your preference. The really brilliant thing about using the scooper is that all of the biscuits are the same size, and we've kind of evenly distributed them over the top. The last step that I'm going to do is add a little sprinkle of cinnamon sugar over the whole top. So that is what we're starting with, and I'll show you the finished product as soon as it's ready. We're going to pop this in the oven at 350 degrees, and I'll give you the final bake time as soon as we pull it out. It's been 25 minutes, and this is the reward for our patience. I wish you could smell this. That vodka, the caramel vodka, smells absolutely incredible, and the peaches are beautiful and golden, and the little biscuit dough on top looks great. We're gonna let this cool a little bit before we serve it, but I just wanted to show you, I can't wait to eat it.
No one else in my house could wait to dig in either. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care.